My name is Dana. I read at least a book a week. I'm a big reader.
My name's Doug Terza. Interesting fact, I actually solo backpacked Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji for 4 months.
So I'm so glad you guys both agreed to do this. The first thing we're going to do is just get all of the surface level stuff out of the way, kind of give a little bit of history. Dana, you're going to go first. You're going to do your life story in as much detail as possible in 1 minute.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Yes. She's like, no, but yes.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Your mark, get set, go.
I was born in the San Francisco Bay Area. I am an only child. There is a statue of my father in my hometown. He is one of the inventors of the mountain bike. It's a very niche thing.
Wow.
So if I had
Damn, yeah.
chosen to work in the mountain bike industry, I would have had nepotism on my side, but I did not. Besides that, weird parent hippies, love them. Went to college in University of Oregon, and I moved to LA almost 8 years ago. I've ridden horses since I was a child. I lease a horse in the Los Angeles Equestrian Center. It's sort of like a timeshare. I have her once a week. I got promoted yesterday to director of marketing at my company.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Amazing.
So I'm trying to figure out what I want out of this career and this life. But so far, I like LA and I like horses and people.
Oh my gosh. Wow. On the dot.
Is that exactly?
1 minute.
I didn't even notice there was like a thing
You
here.
killed it. That was perfect.
damn.
You
I was
practiced.
I haven't. No, that was definitely very random facts about myself that I
Yeah.
didn't expect to come out in like the full minute.
I loved
it.
it.
sounded very rehearsed.
Perfect.
Like,
Yeah.
because I was sitting here being like, oh, damn, I didn't rehearse anything. I'm just going to I was
Watching
like,
the
oh, that's a
clock.
good thing they had. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah. Something about the parents. Okay,
Oh,
there
yeah.
we go.
Yeah, Doug, not that it's a competition, but
Oh, jeez.
let's see
Yeah.
if you can do as well as Dana did.
All right.
All right, your mark, get
I'm
set.
scared because I see the timer.
Yeah, go.
So I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. I love it. I think best place to grow up ever. Parents very progressive, awesome, like loving, still together. My dad's financial advisor. When I got out of school, I was going to take over the business. He owns his own practice. Took all the tests. You have to take Series 7, Series 66, blah, 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 blah. Took them all, passed them all. I kind of knew I never wanted to, so I walked away from that, and I actually moved out to LA. I always wanted to come out here. Warmer weather. I think a little of the entertainment bug, all that stuff. And so I moved out here, was out here for a little bit, kind of grew a little restless. So I did leave for a few years, and that's when I did the backpacking Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji. Always planned to come back. So I was in Chicago for a couple of years, which was nice to be back home after being away for so long. Came back out here about 3.5 years ago. And here I am.
I mean, not as seamless of an end, but I feel like you got a
Yeah.
lot of information in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to talk fast.
This is true. We were
I can
talking.
be a talk fast or fast talker if I want sometimes.
You can be like one of those people that auctions off cattle.
Maybe, yeah.
A little more practice.
It's a skill.
I
It's
thought
a
about
really
trying that one
specific
actually.
skill.
Yeah.
So you guys both grew up on opposite sides of the country.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Yeah,
it.
I mean, this is my boyfriend and I are the same thing. I'm from LA. He's from Chicago. So
Oh.
opposite sides of
We're
the
in
country.
Chicago.
Melrose Park.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I'm right because he's probably said it a million times. Yes, I am right. Melrose Park. finally have it right after this whole year of being together. But all right, nice. Got a little bit of background about both you guys. I'm going to shake it up a bit. I'm going to bring the jar of questions you never want to bring up on a first date.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, there's like no fear in here. I'm looking at Dana and she's like, yeah, bring it on.
It's all a mask.
Are there any questions, Dana, that you do not want to be in this jar?
I think I'm pretty open. I mean, like, I say that now, but I mean, who knows?
Deep down, you're like, please don't bring anything up about exes. All right, here we go.
All right.
Dana is going
And do
first.
I read it, right?
Yes, you
Okay.
read it out loud.
Okay.
You're all witness to this.
What habit do you have that you think not many other people have? That's a really interesting one. I'm trying to think. It might be what I mentioned earlier, that I read a book a week, but that's not like a bad habit. That's like a fine habit.
That's like a cool habit.
That's like a humble brag habit. That's not like that's not like at all something that I should be ashamed of. Should I be ashamed of the habit?
No. I don't know. I mean, this
It
is
doesn't
the
have to
jar
be bad.
forbidden
It's a habit.
question.
It didn't say good or bad
it's
habit. It just said
it's
habit.
true.
Yeah.
I really, really like bubble baths, and I do
Oh.
like at least like one a week. And yeah,
One book,
means
one bubble bath a week.
one
All
book
right,
and
All
one
the
bubble
bees,
bath.
book and a
Those
bubble,
are,
guys.
Those are really a
Damn,
creature
okay.
of habit. And,
Do you read in the bubble bath?
No, that's more of a podcast space.
Okay.
And or music, but yeah, I can't.
Ooh,
With the wet
yeah, it's
hands
true.
and
You would
pages,
ruin
so.
your books. Yeah, I agree. All right, Doug, your turn.
All right. Go with the blue.
Ooh.
Do you believe in spanking your child?
Ooh.
That's a good. I mean, I wouldn't say I do or don't. Like, I don't think I would. I remember like when I was young, I got spanked a little. Like when I was very young, but then I remember I never got kind of later. Like my dad and I talked to my dad about it. He's like, yeah, I kind of decided that wasn't something I wanted to do because his dad did it. And so I think he carried it over like when I was younger, but then he kind of decided that wasn't something he. So I don't think it's necessarily bad, depending on the situation. Like not in the face, like on the butt or
On the
whatever.
booty.
But I wouldn't personally do it. But I wouldn't be like, oh my god, I can't believe you like spanked your child. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a controversial topic. How about you, Dana? What do you think?
Hey, I mean, I'm not like the biggest kid person, so I feel like I'm a little
Not the one
biased.
for
But
this
no,
one.
I understand it's controversial. I think I got spanked a few times. I got more. I think that like not whatever you have to do. I think it's about like having a check-in and putting the fear a little bit. And
Yeah.
I got a strong arm grab a few times that was like, oh shit, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, she
This is
means
getting
business.
serious.
So like, it did its job, but also like, I get why people think it's controversial. So I'm not against like a small physical thing, but yeah, I think maybe slapping's like the bar that I'm like, don't cross that.
Well, sometimes just also like if you just have like a tone.
The tone
Like
is
you
the
know what I mean?
scariest.
When you switch that tone, you don't even need to like spank. Like I see it with
Yeah.
my nieces. Like you switch that tone and
Yeah, they're like, oh no.
they cow. Yeah,
Gonna get in
I mean,
trouble.
same with pets, right?
Yes,
You switch
true.
a tone and they like go look in a corner or something. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They know like
They know what they've done.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
you did. Dana, let's do one more.
All right, I'll do a different color. All right. Ooh, do you think all drugs should be legalized?
That's a good one.
It's like, oh, man. Again, it's nuanced. There's not a black and white, I don't think. I do think decriminalizing them, I think marijuana should be legal, and everyone who has a cannabis offense and is in jail should be let go. That's ridiculous. I think like decriminalizing it, I don't know. I know they try that shit in like somewhere in Europe and it helped.
In Norway, I believe.
In Norway. Yeah,
Was
I
it?
feel like
Oh.
we always use them as the example, but
They're just great.
I know they're so progressive. So I do know it sounds counterintuitive that like legalizing several drugs or decriminalizing them you'd think it would make more people use them, but I don't know. I don't have all the expertise, so I think marijuana
Pull
for
up
now.
the statistics. Let's
yeah,
go.
I don't think any white drugs should be legal. I'm not about anything that you
Speaking
have
like
to.
cocaine. And
Yeah, like anything you have to like snort or inject feels a little too much. But
Yeah. How about you, Doug? What do you
I'm here
think?
for some weed.
I've said for a while like yes, everything should be. I don't personally like. I drink weed. That's pretty much it. One time on the backpacking. Did some cocaine, just because everyone was doing it. It was like a whole thing.
hiking
It was
energy.
Gay Pride in Sydney. Like I don't know, these Australians. We went to their hotel room. They had it, so it was like a thing.
Part of the experience.
But like, so I'm not big into that. But I think anyone should be allowed, much like booze, unless if you get in a car and hit someone, now you're, you know what I mean, up the creek. But like, yeah, do whatever you want until like if you do something. Then you're gonna face the consequences,
Or
just
the
like anything.
consequences.
Yeah, the consequences.
Consequences.
Yeah.
Consequences.
You know what I mean, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. Well, yeah. I mean, I can get behind you there. All right, so that's enough controversy for the day. We talked about drugs and babies.
Drugs and babies.
Next, we're going to
Power
do
combo.
game time, which will hopefully, be
Ooh.
not about drugs and babies.
I like
you
that.
never know. So I have with me so many little gadgets here behind the table.
A wheel.
This is the Wheel of Games. I'm so excited about it. This is something that I've been doing for a little while now. So one of you, I think Dana should spin the wheel. I just have a vibe from you that you're going to spin a good one. We're going to spin the wheel, and then you're
So
going
I
to...
have a bad vibe about,
Oh, yeah,
about the wheel
great
spin?
vibe, but
I always wanted to be on Wheel of Fortune, so this is like very exciting for me.
Well, next time you can spin the wheel. You'll both be able
It
to spin the
doesn't
wheel.
feel like, I don't think I have a monopoly on it.
You got to spin it strong, though.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, I really don't like that one.
What is this?
It's
Rap battle.
a rap battle.
Oh, wow.
I don't love it, but we'll go with it. I'm
All
so
right, all right.
spontaneous.
It could
and
be
so fun.
It could be a rap. It could be a haiku.
It can be a spoken word poetry.
You just got to rhyme, I'm
Okay.
thinking a 3-stanza rhyme about what you know about your opponent. Not opponent, because you're not battling. I'm in competitive game
Choose
mode.
your fighter.
About your potential suitor. Let's say
Okay.
that. So, Doug, I'm going to have you go first. Do you need a beat, or
About-
do you want to do like a... So, Dana,
Jeez. God, I have no...
I have any
wanna be- I'm just trying to think
she
of
was
rhyming.
going first. That's why I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to see what she does. And then, because she spun the wheels, I was like, all right, we'll see where this is going.
It could or could not go to the rhythm of the songs that I remember your names by. So, Dana, won't you blow? Dana, won't you blow? But you can say something else.
Okay.
So I was thinking already the Doug theme song for Dana. But I was thinking for the Dana.
I mean, I take that too. The beats.
Or
Was
it
that
could
the
go to the
band?
Doug theme song.
Dana. She got those progressive parents. She don't spank, but sometimes she do spank.
Oh, I like it. I like
Okay,
it.
okay.
That was good. I was impressed.
Okay.
All right, Dana, here we go. Do you need a beat?
I'm trying to think. Okay. Yeah. Give me one. Can you keep that going? Okay, Doug.
I'll let you do
You're
it.
from Chicago. You also have those progressive parents, but you don't want to do the family business.
Okay.
You did coke once.
I'll throw that in there. Did Coke
I like
once.
the
Did
after
Coke once.
thought, yeah.
Snap. I like it.
Actually, when you said that, not that I don't know I'm from Chicago, but I was like, oh, maybe I should be better at this being from Chicago. We got a lot of rappers there.
Right? A
not
lot
my
of people,
thing,
right?
yeah.
A lot of musicians
Yeah.
would come from Chicago.
Chance and Kanye, yeah.
I feel like you
man,
did Chicago proud.
Did I?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yes,
Good.
and I live up to my promise. Doug, you also get to spin the wheel.
Oh.
Don't do rap battle
I
again.
don't know what creature battle is. I kind of want it for some reason. Oh my God, rap battle.
No,
Stop.
we're not doing
We
rap battle
can't do it again. We can't.
Get a good one here. What's in your bag?
Ooh, what is in your bag? All right, and if you guys have bags, wallets,
I've got a fanny pack.
bring the fanny pack,
Got a
guys. I'll
fanny
take a
pack in
fanny
there.
pack. I'll take a fanny pack.
So I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah, Dana,
Okay.
we want to know what's inside of that fanny
All right.
pack.
I've got a wallet.
A wallet. All right.
Some headphones.
I thought that was mace.
I did too. I was like, oh shit, yeah.
It's
it looks like a mace canister.
But you could pull it out
It's
if you
definitely-
needed to.
yes.
Yeah.
I didn't pick them out. My company gave them to me, and for that I'm grateful.
That's
but,
cool.
Yeah, headphones. Car keys.
You have a
What do
large
you need
amount of
those
keys.
for? Yeah.
Okay.
Are you the janitor?
I am the janitor
At your apartment building or
Yes,
what?
I'm also the manager of my apartment building. No, I guess one of them is my neighbor's key. I've got a garage key, a gate key, a door key, and then 2 keys to my old apartment because my roommate and I are still close, or my old roommate and I are still
I
close.
keep my old apartment keys too, just because I think if there's a zombie apocalypse, I want to be able to get into as many buildings as possible.
That's like a
So
really. I had not thought about that.
yes. So it's good that you have a lot of keys.
That's
Yeah,
the most
I
ridiculous
do.
thing and awesome thing I think I've ever heard.
I mean, you
I was
never
like, where's
know.
she going with this one?
You never know.
We've got 1 lip color.
Ooh, what shade do you usually go with? I know everyone has their own shade.
I truly this is what is it? I don't know the brand. It's worn off. It's called Loyalist. Oh, it's Maybelline, and it is a matte ink in Loyalist. I don't know. That's a
It's like a
CVS.
light
Loyalist
pink
is the
going
color?
on
Yeah,
here.
that's like
What is loyalist?
I don't know. That's the pink
Is that a
that you see.
beige?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, yeah.
Sounds like a game.
I'm not wearing it now,
Yeah.
but I have one receipt.
Ooh, what did you buy? What did you
for-
buy?
Oh my god, it's so boring. It was just gas.
Oh, I mean,
at a random
did you
gas
get
station
premium
off the
gas or
I-5.
was it like
No.
regular gas?
So regular.
No, that's good. You know, like I don't get premium either.
A pair of sunglasses.
Ooh, oh wow, these are nice.
Yeah. I
All right, yeah.
have some matches. This is interesting. It's from a place in Savannah, Georgia, and I have never been to Georgia.
That's so random.
Maybe you just like took someone's matches.
I
and-
Yeah.
took someone matches and some more lip stuff.
It's funny
Do you
'cause-
not have a fanny pack?
Fanny packs are in.
They are. We do the shoulder cross thing.
Yeah.
It's
now.
funny because I kind of thought about this because I listened to a previous podcast and I was like, oh, my wallet might come out. I still didn't adjust it, but I was like, this might actually happen. And it's funny. It's actually
Ooh,
happening.
is there a
Do you wanna
condom
look at
inside the
what I'm
wallet?
taking out? I mean, honestly, no, there's no condom. There is nothing that exciting. Like, I have change. Okay, well, so I got some change because you never know
Okay.
when you need a quarter.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
really
So
true.
quarters.
If you have a car in LA,
Yeah.
you want a quarter.
And I don't know. This is something with an angel. I think somebody gave that to me. And this is Abraham Lincoln because I'm from the land of Lincoln. So it's like, I think my parents gave me this to remind me always where I come from.
Keep you humble.
And then,
Oh, I
yeah.
didn't know there was a Lincoln coin.
Yeah, it was-
well, I
it's
mean,
a
I knew
dollar.
it's not a penny. It's not a penny.
No, it's the dollar.
I'm
the
like,
dollar
I didn't know
Lincoln.
there's a
Yeah.
Lincoln coin. Everyone's like, duh, the penny. No, it's not a penny. It is a bigger than a penny. It's quarter size. And
But
it's
it is a
gold.
dollar. That is a full dollar.
Really?
I don't think the parking machines would accept
No,
it though.
I
Yeah, I
don't.
don't know. I think they stopped making it.
Is that it?
Like-
Do you have anything else
Oh,
more
no, well,
incriminating in there?
No,
like,
honestly, like that. I
what's
got,
your ID?
yeah.
There are days when I wish I had like a million different arms. I wish I was like somehow some kind of octopus woman because there's so much to do. And when you have your own business, like having this podcast, you have to handle and balance a bunch of different things. So if you started your own business, you are not only your own boss, you're the CEO, you're the accountant, you're the market manager, you're the creative director, executive assistant. The list goes on and on and on and on. And HoneyBook is there to be your extra set of hands. So for those of you who are not familiar, HoneyBook is an online business management tool that organizes your client communications, bookings, contracts, and invoices, and pretty much anything else you can think of in one place. It's perfect for freelancers, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and podcast owners such as myself. So HoneyBook has been such a crucial part of organizing my everyday life. With HoneyBook, you can automate your busy work. They have easy to use templates for emails, proposals, brochures, invoices, and you don't want to be looking through a bunch of different apps and a bunch of different like folders on your desktop. I already have problems organizing my folders on my desktop, and they consolidate it all in one place so you can put all of your QuickBooks, Google Suites, Excel, MailChimp all in one place in QuickBooks. So you're using things that you already use, just putting them in one place so they're easier to find, easier to manage, and it just makes your work life so much easier. It really just makes it feel like you have your own little robot personal assistant, and that's why I love it so much. Simplify your to-do list and stay in control with HoneyBook. And right now, HoneyBook is offering our listeners 50% off when you visit honeybook.com/long. Payment is flexible, and this promotion applies whether you pay monthly or annually. Go to honeybook.com/long for 50% off your first year. That's honeybook.com/long. LONG. It's December, and baby, it is cold outside. So frigid, freezing. So when it's really, really cold outside, I turn to the Ember Wave. Honestly, this device it's pretty much a revolution in the technology of your body temperature. Basically, it's kind of like a bracelet you put on your wrist, and the Ember Wave works like your own personal air conditioning or heater. It works by transferring heat either away from your skin or towards your skin through a scientific phenomenon known as the Petler effect. This absolutely saves me when I'm on the airplane. When I'm on an airplane, I'm either really freaking cold or really hot, and you're really stuffy, and there's nothing you can do about it because you're thousands of feet up in the air. The Ember Wave is completely perfect for traveling. I'll just put it on my wrist, and I'll simply press a button, and it'll either cool me off or heat me up if I'm feeling really cold. You don't want to use those wimpy airplane blankets anyway. They really do nothing. I highly suggest the Ember Wave when you are traveling. They also have a sleep setting. So right before you go to bed, you can do a sleep setting that's supposed to relax your body and help you get like a really good deep sleep or help you fall asleep a lot sooner. I know that I sweat a lot when I'm spooning with my babe, when I'm spooning with Joe, and the Ember Wave just helps me just stay cuddled, just a little bit longer. I can just get a little bit of coolness on my wrist. So it's just really great for so many different situations. So Christmas is coming, hint, hint. And if you're thermally challenged like me, or you have a friend that's thermally challenged like me, give them the gift of their own personal heating or cooling system. Down to date listeners get $60 off if they go to emberwave.com/long. That's EMBRWAVE.com/long. LONG. Get it while it's hot or cold. So for the next section, it's going to be getting more in depth than we already have gone, because I feel like I learned a lot from your guys' bags. In front of you, you have a pile of flashcards, and you guys are going to interview each other. I want both of you guys to answer the question that you ask as well. So I want to get all the information about you guys, but I am not going to be here. I'm going to be observing you from the other side of the mysterious
It's like
wall
a police.
Does that mean judgment too? Is
interrogation
there
room.
observing and judging? Or
I need
what?
to judge quietly by myself.
I got it.
But yes,
Make notes.
you guys got it.
All right.
All right, you going first? Go for it.
Okay. Oh, this is sweet.
We're doing all these? Wow, 4.
Who was
a
your
lot going.
first friend?
First friend. Well, see, first friend. First friend,
That
it's
like
different.
really matters.
Okay, good. Because that's where I was going. Because that's the
Yeah.
first thing I went to.
Yeah.
Because it was 7th grade. First friend I had before that, but like I'm
out.
still friends with him. The rest, sort of, but like he's been like my best friend forever. So 7th grade, Andrew Roosevelt. Shout out if you're listening.
True.
But actually, so it's kind of weird. So like I said, 7th grade. Junior high, my mom, I had just come out of obviously 6th grade, but at a Montessori school. And my mom didn't want to put me into public school. So again, the progressive, like we've gone back and forth between Montessori and like, I was going to say progressive, but public school for, my whole education. But so anyway, so we were trying the homeschooling and we lasted about a week and a half. And then we both decided, you're going to go. And so like the first day, it was, everyone else had been there for a little bit. And I walk in the class and, I'm center of attention. They're like, this is Doug. He's new. And I walk in. And at the time I was growing up, I was very shy. So like I was not about that. So I like ran in, went to the back of the class, just like sat down.
For sure.
But then for some reason, I don't know why. I think it was one of those like, I don't know, fate jumps in or something. But like Andrew, he turns around, he was a few like rows up and he's like, hey, come here. I don't know why. Like I've asked him this, we don't know why. But he like invited me up to like sit like out of nowhere. And it just kind of from there,
That's
like
his story.
shenanigans ensued like ever since. You know what I
very
mean?
sweet.
Yeah. So,
Andrew.
So he's my first favorite friend.
First favorite.
Yeah, obviously
Okay.
there were some before or after, but like
Forgettable.
I consider
Yeah.
him like he's like the one.
The OG.
Yeah, the OG. Yeah, like
Love
that.
Okay.
On
well,
my turn, right?
I think I have to
Oh, you
tell
have
you
to go.
my first friend. Well, I'm going to do first. I was like sort of a trio. I'm an only child, so I had 2 best friends that I fully like infiltrated their families and like went on ones. I did her family reunion for 17 years in a row. Her cousin just invited us together to his wedding. It's like, well, okay.
So you can't come separately?
No,
It's all
we're
together.
a package.
It's
We are a
together or
package. I
nothing?
was a
Okay.
groomsman for her brother, so that we would walk down the aisle together. Her name's
Oh.
Hannah. It's been a long
Wow.
inside joke. So Hannah Wilson, she's one of the first, and then Samantha Leeds is the other first, and I was just in her wedding last month. So the 3 of us did like all the first days of school, everything together. Samantha I met in kindergarten, and I knew Hannah in kindergarten, but in 3rd grade, Hannah came up to me and said, I don't want to sit with Jane Elliott today. Can I sit with you? And I was like, sure. Samantha was out sick that day, and she came
God
back,
damn
and I
that
was
Jane
like,
Elliott.
I know. I was like, well, you were out sick, Samantha. I picked up another one. And so, yeah, then the 3 of us we're still all very close, and they're the best.
That's awesome. I always kind of wished I would have had a friend since like kindergarten. Like, but I moved around too much. Like
For
when we were
sure,
younger,
yeah.
we moved around, and so like it never like stuck. But I always thought that was cool when people are like,
Yeah.
oh, I know them since. I mean, 7th grade is a long time.
No,
but
it's
like
a long time.
kindergarten is like
it's
that's a commitment.
That's a commitment. Like my parents went to Samantha's wedding with me last month, and they haven't been to a wedding together since 2002.
Holy
so
cow.
I mean, they're still married. They just don't go to weddings.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a big deal. Even they were there. The
That's
hippies.
awesome.
I got them out of the house.
Nice.
that
me?
Yeah.
My turn?
Yeah, your turn.
What are you afraid of losing most?
I mean,
Oh.
again, only child, parents is like pretty low hanging fruit. I feel like it's like, yeah, that's some low hanging fruit. I guess on like a lighter note, right now, I've got rent control in a really nice apartment, and like I would hate for that to not be the case anymore.
Close second or like far second?
Far second,
Far
but
second,
like in terms of like the heaviness spectrum, it's like that's like something that would really suck. The parents one, that's like too devastating. So I'm just gonna play in the land of like levity. What about you?
You know, honestly, yeah. At first I was like, oh, that's crazy, but yeah, I mean, I like my mom for sure. Like, I don't even know what I would do. Like,
Yeah.
because I can call her, like, and tell her anything, like, and I do. I word vomit to her, and there's no one, even like my best friend. I'm not gonna call and word vomit to them. You know what I mean?
Moms
But, like,
genuinely want to hear recaps of your day.
yes, they do. And
Genuinely.
yes, she will. She will sit there and listen. And there's times where she will offer her advice, and I'll be like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Yeah, I
do
think
that
those
all
are
the time.
called
You can't do that.
boundaries. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do that as much with friends. So like they'll be like, well, then why are you calling me? Whatever. Like even my dad's like, okay, well, like, what do you want? You know what I mean? But like my mom will sit and listen to me blabber on about nothing.
So
She's
she's
the
the
only-
one that
she's the
we're
only one
we
that
really
will-
don't want to lose. We don't
Yeah.
want to lose mom.
Yeah. But secondary, yeah, I mean, like my friends that like from college and high school that I've known forever, like I've always thought about it, like I sort of want to live long, but I also don't want to live to see all my friends die. Like, so I think I might want to be one of the first. I don't know, maybe in the middle. I
It's super fair.
don't, you know what I mean?
It's got
Like,
really existential.
so
yeah.
depressing,
I
like-
mean, my grandma's 99 and all her friends keep
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah.
And she's still very healthy. It's like she'll outlive me, but
Yeah. That's awesome.
okay. So yeah, no losing of parents
Yeah.
and or friends.
Nixing that one. Nobody
Okay.
good. Nobody good. Only
Nobody
the bad
good.
ones.
At what age did you learn the most about yourself?
Wow. I feel like that's a tough one because I feel like every shit. I think I had an epiphany last night, but like
Yeah.
I'd say looking back, like I went on a trip. It was between my junior and senior year of high school. Yeah. It wasn't school sponsored, but I went with a teacher from school and other kids from school that I wasn't necessarily like friends with, but I knew them and we were acquaintances, whatever, but it was like none of my good friends. And so that was like a real learning and growing experience, especially because before that I had been very shy.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of after that, I started coming out of that shyness my senior year and then into college. Full blown,
Yeah.
full blown. I joined a fraternity and like, I was out there and like, I mean, I still kind of see myself as like a extroverted introvert, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
here.
But yeah, I kind of see that as like a turning point of when I kind of, it's just a transition. Like
Yeah.
when I didn't know at the time, but looking back, I'm like, everything kind of changed right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was, and for the better. Like it was
Yeah.
good. And I almost didn't go on that trip. So I'm so great. Like it was the last minute and I was about to say no. And then I was like, okay, yeah. And
That's
it was,
awesome.
yeah, one of the best choices ever. Cause yeah, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah. Very cool.
So
I mean, I guess it's cliche to say freshman year of college, but
It's a
it
good
was the
one.
first time. I moved out of the house after 18 years, and I'm a first generation college student. So my parents were like, "Yeah, good luck." They hadn't gone to college, so they literally, and they're not like the visiting type. So they drove me to my dorm and then came to graduation 4 years later. Like they weren't like visiting people.
Where'd you go?
University of Oregon.
Okay.
So I just think that, oh, sorry, I'm tapping again. I think that being on my own in that sense and like having to make friends, and I come from such a tight friend group, and my friends from home are like, it's gross. We're all still so close. It's like, it's like, it's so cringy, cutesy, adorable. Like I'm still best friends with the kids I grew up with. So
It's a good thing.
So college, yeah.
All right.
Makes you learn a lot about yourself and how to make friends.
It does, yeah. That's not a bad thing. Like being friends with all, like, that's awesome.
I know,
yeah.
it's the best. It's just like, it's super special and like rare, and I acknowledge that. But going into college, I was like, shit, I have to like start over and make friends again. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a reboot.
It's a reboot. No, it's fine.
We gotta get three more. I was curious to see what the
guys are
rest
so
of these
talkers.
were.
Thorough. I like it. I like it.
Were they supposed to be shorter answers?
I mean,
didn't know.
whatever one does. I mean, I did all that just in case. You're like, cool, yes,
Flying by him.
you know. But you guys did amazing with that. Like, absolutely great. On that note, I'm going to separate you.
Okay.
So this is honesty time. I'm going to see, if you guys are down to date. So Dana, you want to stay with me?
Sure.
And then Doug, I'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Sounds good.
Honesty time. Dana. Okay, so what was your first impression when meeting Doug?
He's very nice. He's very kind. He's extroverted, and I thought, are you an actor?
Oh, I don't know if he's an actor or not.
I don't know either.
Nice. When I hear nice, I think romantic interest, friend interest,
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well, I don't want to say that nice is not a good attribute. That absolutely is. And if anything, if my therapist was listening, she'd be like, go with nice.
Yeah.
He's very kind and enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enthusiasm. So what is your typical type when you're looking to date somebody? Would you say that Doug like lays along the lines of like your normal type?
I'm trying to like be more open these days, and like I think that there's a reason I'm single, and it's the people who I thought are my type for so long are not the right matches. So I'm definitely trying to go into the next year of my life and just dating as like open-minded as possible, and not like falling into old patterns of thinking. So like typically if someone was like that nice and enthusiastic, I'd be like, duh. But I'm trying not to like let that immediate reaction influence anything.
Yeah.
Type I usually go for like cool nerds, I don't know, like with some tattoos, and I don't have any, which is like funny. I'm like tattoos and I have none. It's like intellectual, kind of nerdy, but also who like pop culture.
Okay. Good mix. Good mix. So any red flags like when talking to Doug to see like, oh, maybe not be someone that I'm like into dating or anything like that at all?
I'm trying to think. Red flags. I don't know if red flag is the right term. I think that he is super kind, and I think if anything, I mean, we can both talk a lot.
This is true.
So I think that I don't know how like competing for airwaves goes in like, if I went further.
Yeah.
But I think I can't tell if that energy is coming from it's like a new experience, or if that's his usual energy, because I'm definitely a bit more subdued.
Okay.
And
okay.
I'm like, so.
It's like, do you think it's maybe a little bit overwhelming or something that you
It's
feel like may not be
but like again, not for the right person. But again, I'm like, when he said I'm an extroverted introvert, I do get that because that's who I am. I mean, how much I read, but
it's true.
So I think that my immediate like any hesitancy really probably comes from like an energy standpoint of me being like a little more reserved.
Okay.
And
that's fair. And at the end of this, we're going to disclose if you guys are down or not. What do you think Doug's going to say? Do you think he's going to be down?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. Truly, I mean, like, the self-deprecating part of me is like, no, he just sees me as a friend. I mean, I don't know. I could go either way. I think that he could he could be down or he couldn't. I don't know. It's hard to
you both
say.
have an amazing conversation, but is that conversation romantic or not? Like, that's the main question that I have.
I would really like to, like, talk to him more. I don't know yet if it's romantic or not. Like, I think no matter what, I think he's an interesting human being. I don't know if I feel the romance, but I do feel the friendship no matter what. And who knows? That can always lead places. Who knows?
You never know.
You never know.
Well, we're going to bring Doug in here. We're going to say farewell to you for a little bit, and we're going to see his side.
Okay.
Honesty time. I want to know your first impression of Dana.
I mean, when she walked in, obviously very pretty and down to earth. I like that and talkative, which I do enjoy. Like, as much as I can talk, like, I want somebody else that's like also talking, so it doesn't feel like I'm carrying the conversation or have to like keep asking questions or throwing. You know what I mean? Like, it felt very natural back and forth, which I always like. So yeah, It was a good positive impression.
Yeah, you guys are definitely both like conversation, no problem. Conversation. What is your normal type that you go for? Like what maybe what were your exes like?
I guess normal type. You know what I was thinking about just the other day is I like people that can handle nonsense. I think is my favorite.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes you like text somebody something and they're like, what are you talking about? Versus like others, like they're just like, they get it. You're like, okay, it's just nonsense.
Are you an emoji texter?
What's that?
Are you an emoji texter?
Not necessarily. I mean, sometimes I'll get into more like GIFs.
Okay.
But I don't say I overuse them, but I do like that. But I'll do the most, if I do, like sometimes I'll send the most random GIFs or like even texts. Like they'll be super like stupid and random. And I like somebody that can like roll with that.
That'll play off of it as opposed to like shut down.
Yeah, be like, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on? Like, that's stupid. Like,
yeah.
Or trying to like, or the other thing is try to make sense of it. It's nonsense. Don't try and like, they're like, what like.
Yeah, don't be logical.
Yeah.
Just let your creativity fly.
Like I love it when they send back something really stupid too.
Yeah.
And then it's like, there you go.
Yeah.
Like
I like that.
Yeah, I was just talking to my buddy Bernie the other day, and like we were going back and forth, and I was just giving him shit about something, and I was like, you know what? You're sent to your room. If you have a shit attitude, go to your room.
Time out.
And then I texted his wife, and I was like, Bernie's on timeout. Don't give him any treats or snacks.
I like that.
And so he responds like, I don't know. It was something like crazy. It was a little far for anyone outside the friendship. Like it would be like, whoa.
But you want to have someone that could have the romantic side, but also have the friendship side.
Yeah.
That can be playful. That can be just like, you never know, unpredictable.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So at the end of this, there is going to be, are you down to date or not? What do you think Dana is going to say?
I think she's going to say yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I like the confidence. There's like no hesitation. You're like, she's going to say yes.
She's going to say yes. If she says no, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, well.
That's true. Well, it's been an hour. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's been a very heavy packed hour. We are going to see if you guys are both down to date. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
Bring it on. All right, peeps. This is the moment of truth. In front of you, you guys have a flashcard. One side says down, the other side says not. On the count of 3, you guys are going to say in your mic and also reveal to your cameras if you guys are down. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Put it down here.
Okay.
You're really crazy with that.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Down.
No.
Oh.
All right, we have 1 down and 1 not down.
I was so sure too.
This is true. We were discussing before. We said we were so sure.
I wouldn't be I wasn't going to be surprised if it wasn't, but I just figured was.
Yeah.
I guess.
I was the same. I felt the same. I said the same to you. I was like, I don't know, could go either way.
Exactly. Well, Dana, do you think it's because you felt more of like a friend vibe? Or
I would love to hang out with you. That was just like, and I would love to build a friendship, but the romance for me on the first hour was not there, but that's not to say it can't be built through friendship.
Yeah. Well, definitely. I mean, the one thing that I love about this podcast is we always appreciate honesty. Yeah. We always appreciate honesty. And thank you guys so much for coming and being vulnerable and just like having at it first date on a podcast.
Yeah.
It's so much
awesome.
fun.
Blind date.
Yes. Yes,
First
blind
blind
date.
date.
I'm glad that I
Can I
guys
come
took
back
your blind
tomorrow?
date.
Or, like,
Yes.
Is this like an everyday thing?
Every day. We'll have you on every day. Well, thank you so much, Dana and
Thank
Doug. I
you,
really
Doug.
appreciate
Thank
you
you.
guys coming on.
Thank you.
Tune in next week, guys, for Down to Date, and we'll see what our next couple says.